What's up, everybody? We're back again. Believe it or not, 6 shows in a row. Episode 166 of the Dad Bod Golf Pod. Hell, maybe 7 days in a row. Now that I think about it, I actually think it's 7 days in a
It's
row.
7 days in a row. You're done. You've done it 7 days in a row.
Yeah, proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the number one podcast network for professionals. The Masters is over. Scottie Scheffler, just like Daddy said, pulled it out in the end with a 4-putt. And we're here to talk about all the dramatics, everything that went along with it. Tonight's show is brought to you by betonline.ag, the number one sports betting website in the country. If you would have put some money on Scottie Scheffler, I think he was like 18 or 20 to 1 on Vegas. Vegas's betting odds you could have racked up. A couple of my buddies said they put some money on him, so you could have won some pretty good money if you had an account with them. There's still a lot of fun stuff to bet with them. We got a ton of golf the rest of the year. NBA, a lot of stuff. Use coupon code BLEAV, BLEAV, get a 50% bonus. $100, you get 50 back. Roll it into 1,000 real quick. Let's go. Bet online where the game starts. Gentlemen,
the
Masters is over. I'm sad, but I'm happy. I won me a free round of golf at Farm Links, the number one public golf course in Alabama, because I picked Scottie Scheffler. I rode the wave. I'm fired up. What did y'all think this year? Just give me your thoughts real quick. Hit it. Go.
Overall, like a zoomed out perspective, awesome. I have never been into it. I'm into it every year, but this podcast got me into it in a way and discussion and just months basically of anticipation. Would have loved a little tighter down the line, but just awesome. Great storylines throughout the week. I love the weather. I love it when there's long sleeves at the Masters. It's really the only major that you ever get that. Sometimes I guess the British Open. So overall, from start to finish, awesome Masters.
Ben, what you think? You agree?
I'm the same way. I agree with Nate. I mean, the podcast adds to it because, we're talking about it because of that too. And you said it, 7 friggin' podcast. We've not done that for any other tournament. So that just lets you know how excited we were about it. The cold weather thing I love because it brings everybody into play instead of at least that day, at least. Plus, it looks great from a spectator standpoint because you get to see all the Masters pullovers and that kind of thing that they're probably selling there because everybody probably went unprepared and had to go to the gift shop and buy one or buy extra or layer up. And so you get to see that too. And then what a perfect day to end it on, though. You had all the weather, you had rain, you had cold, and then the final day you get sunny blue skies and absolutely glorious day.
Glorious day.
Logan came on talking about how the weather had pounded the azaleas down. So not today, bub. The sun got them out. Everything looked beautiful on television. It was awesome. Yeah. It had the potential to have some people that made runs. I love the fact that Rory made a run at the end, even though it was never going to be. He almost shot a course record, and he still didn't come within 5 strokes of winning. So it's
3.
One of those. Yeah, it came 3.
Technically
18.
3.
That's true, bud. The record books will say 3.
Technically 3 because of a 4-putt, but
which is so funny because my wife's watching it with me, and I said, "Oh, he may put it off the green from up there." I said, he makes me so excited he may put it off the green. And she goes, well, is that going to cause him to lose it? Because she didn't know anything about golf. And I was like, no, he can 7-putt right here and he'll be just fine. But he did not leave in a good spot. But it still was the thing and then I explained the bet that we had and how it was twofold to her. And I said, with Nate, I didn't know if I ever agreed or you agreed with it or not. But with the 12 under being the winning score. And I said, here's the thing is I said, if he did this even on the regular bet, I said, this would have really hurt Kyle.
Yeah, for sure.
If he 2-putts, it's a 69. So how much would it have sucked if he had shot 69 yesterday and you had lost the bet today on a 4-putt? That would have been a much more heart-wrenching, and I would have enjoyed it.
Yes, I would have. Yeah. Are you kidding me? It would have been the best. The whole pod would have been nothing about the bet. That's the entire pod would have been that.
Also, it would have bothered you if he had 2-putted for 69 and he had only had one day where he didn't break 70. That would have bothered you today.
I figured that was going to, if there's one thing that I didn't take into account, it's how shitty everybody he played with was going to play all week. And he was going to have to play, he was going to have to continue to do what I thought he would do. And he pretty much did it. I mean, let's just be honest. I missed the final score by two strokes, and he 4-putted 18 with a 5-stroke lead. So, I mean, I picked him to win. I picked the winning score at 12 under basically. And he had a 3-footer with 7 putts left to win, and he jacked it around. It didn't really matter at that point in time. But I went back and looked. One guy he played with shot under par the whole weekend. Tony Finau shot 1 under on the first day. Every single person else that he played with shot over par. I mean, it's just and that's tough. That's tough in and of itself, because I feel like he played a little bit better as when Cam started to kind of make a run. He started to kind of, I agree. He started off a little shaky. Cam made his run, even though he played like shit for 3 holes and was 1 under.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And, but once again, I guess 12 claimed another one that was trying to make a run, not the leader, but he Cam was trying to put some pressure on. He hit some god awful shot on 12. I don't know what he was doing, and didn't even come close to even hitting land. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you're trying to press to win a major. So
I was shocked at his comments afterwards.
Who's that?
He wasn't even that Cam. I didn't realize how. I knew he hit it bad. I didn't know he hit it that bad. He said he wasn't even going at that pin. He was aiming for the right side of the bunker, hoping to just keep it straight. And that's how bad he fanned it. Like, he fanned it so far right, it was right. I thought with his natural draw, he was trying to sling a 9-iron in from out there to hit it close to put some pressure on Scheffler. And his comment was, nope, that is not where I was aiming. I was aiming at the right side of the bunker and hoping that it stayed straight.
It was a bad swing and it was a bad shot, but like, the water is not that far away from that pin. Like, you don't actually have to hit it that bad to hit it in the water. Now, granted, he didn't hit the face and roll back in. He didn't hit the edge of the green and roll back. But like, I mean, you leave it. Obviously, those guys don't leave it 20 yards short with a 9-iron. But that's all you have to do. You leave it 20 yards short with a 9-iron, and boom, you are in agua.
If you leave it 10 yards short, you're going to roll into the water. And like you just said, he was 20 yards short, and he didn't even make it across the creek. And he just pushed it a little right. But
only Freddie Couples is not rolling back in the water. He's the only person that's ever not rolled back in the water there.
All right, we touched on it earlier. I want to talk about this because it bothers me. It really, really bothers me. Rory goes out today and shoots 64. And why? And that's the kind of round right there that frustrates me the most about Rory. Like, what is the deal? Why can't we put it all together? Like, he's clearly one of the most talented golfers on the planet, but we can't put 4 rounds together. I can't figure it out.
He has the potential to shoot 465s. He's that good of a golfer. People don't realize that.
I think that today's round is not what Rory's capable of. He was firing away. He was taking, it was, through caution to the wind. And I thought about it leading into today. I'll say it right here on this podcast. Rory's not winning in the major. I think he's damn sure close scaring to have peaked in his career.
That's the problem. That's where the part where I'm so confused.
Both of us think he has the potential, though, Nate. You don't think he has the potential.
I think today he was just, all those guys are good enough to just absolutely Justin made some bogeys, but like, just the ideal round that we talk about, somebody way far back who has nothing to lose, and you might as well just sling them all in there, and you make a few putts, and boom, you shoot 64. That was Rory. He hold out on. He could have not gotten up and down on 18, shot 66, and he chipped in twice. That's just like magical twice? More than he had a chip in and a hole out from the bunker.
Yeah,
chipped in on 10 for birdie, hold out on from the bunker on 18 for birdie.
Did he chip in on 10 or did he make a long putt? I thought he just made a really long putt on 10.
I think he chipped in, didn't he? Ben?
I think he made a bomb.
I thought he was off the green.
He holed out from off the green, and maybe it was 11. But
he was off the green. It may have been another hole, but he definitely chipped in earlier in the round.
Still, he eagles 13, throws a laser in there on 13, which and And then what was crazy is both times he did something epic, Morikawa did the exact same thing. So they both double eagled on 13, 2 eagles, and then they both hold out from the same freaking bunker on 18, which is wild. But no, I mean, I don't know, man. I agree with you, Nate, from the sense of mentally, he doesn't have that killer instinct, and I don't know that he'll ever compete for a major. But like talent wise, I think he's the most talented player I think he's the most talented golfer in the world. But for whatever reason, he can't put all the pieces together.
He also has no injury issues.
Never injured.
He always stays in great shape. He eats healthy. He's not we even said, Fat Rory probably had more of a killer instinct than Skinny Rory does whenever he first came out on tour. But I'm in Kyle's camp here. I think that he's the one golfer that has all the potential in the world that he could literally have another 5 years of success and sprinkle in a major every year.
If you put
if he had that killer instinct, but he doesn't have it.
If you put
Justin Thomas's like intangibles into Rory, I think he's unstoppable. I think he's an unstoppable golfer. Or
between the ropes,
Cam Smith.
Yeah, he's a dick between the ropes. Like he's a guy. He's got that killer instinct. He just doesn't have the talent that Rory has.
Exactly. And every now and then JT can put it together with that killer instinct, and he can go hit that cocky sling hook like he did at TPC last year with the driver, that toe hook that he can hit, just spin the driver and it goes forever. I mean, he can hit all those shots. Rory can too, but Rory's just kind of like an aw shucks type of guy until he gets into the Ryder Cup. And then he gets fired up in the Ryder Cup. But
if he played every round of golf like he plays Ryder Cup golf, dude, it would be scary. He would have so many more majors than what he has.
Yeah. He's got to work on his hole out celebration. That was the lamest celebration.
He didn't know what to do.
He was like,
and then when he went to throw his club, he didn't even get it out the bunker.
Yeah, he threw his club and then immediately went and picked it up. Like
he didn't even know how to celebrate Morikawa's hole out, because when we went down to get him, Morikawa wanted to hug, and he's like trying to high five him, like they couldn't get together. Like he couldn't celebrate at all.
Rory, we got to work
was
on
like, we're about to make out.
that. Oh, I got pretty fired up when he hit it up on top of the hill and played it just like he's played that course 1,000 times, which he has. But I mean, I just can't figure it out. Like, just get pissed. Just be mean.
Keep going. No, keep going.
No, get pissed. Get pissed, Rory. Get mad. Like, get out there and say, I'm about to go beat these dudes' face in. I can hit it longer than them. I can putt better than them. I can hit irons better than them. You can do all that. Like, just get mad and go do it. Like, instead of trying to be everybody's friend, get pissed and make everybody hate you and then go beat everybody's ass. Like, you're good enough to do that. Clearly you showed today. Like, why can't you put it all together? I want you to so bad. I want him to so bad. I want it for him more than he wants it.
And Nate, you talked about how, like every round he's not gonna hole out, or he's not gonna hole out a bunker shot, or he's not gonna hole out. But still, like you just said, he shoots 66 today. You shoot 466s, you can win a lot of golf tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the potential to do it, and he just doesn't do it.
I think there was some point on Thursday or Friday, A, it looked like he was missing the cut. B, he didn't give a shit about missing the cut.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing.
He was just over it. He was done. He didn't care. Now, obviously, he fought back, but
did the Masters that he kind of blew it on the back nine? Did that break him?
Yes.
When was that? I thought that was before he even had like a major.
No, I think that was time ago. That was, he may have won one since. You're
won
right.
A PGA and a British since then.
Yeah, but still,
he was pretty young back then.
I think Augusta broke him that day. He has not been able to tame Augusta since then. I mean, yeah, he'll do it one round out of four.
Anything,
but he just
when's his last win? I was just trying to look.
For some reason, he doesn't have the ability to do what like Tiger does. Like we talked about in the earlier pods, how Tiger's out there on one leg and he still can even par his way around the course just because he knows where to miss it and what to do. Like Rory can't do that for some reason. I don't understand why, because he's played it enough times.
His last major was 2014. He won 2 in that year.
I mean, his last win, from what I can tell, is 2019 HSBC Championship.
He won didn't he win the Summit or CJ Cup or something like that though? Like he's won recently. I feel like he's won fairly.
He won the Wells Fargo. He won the Wells Fargo. Okay.
Yeah, but I think
that was in 2021.
Yeah.
He won the CJ Cup in October.
CJ Cup. That was what it was. I knew he won something pretty recently, but I was like, man, just please.
Because Colin Morikawa kind of blew that one and sort of gave it to Rory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. But man, I just that just today's round was just like, and he's all fired up today, like showing emotion. And it's like, well, man, if you could just do that all 4 rounds, what would you be? What would you be?
Shitty celebrations all the time. We love them.
Yes.
You
Throw
look
your
so
club
stupid
into the
doing
bunker.
it, but just do it.
Throw your club straight into the bunker and then go immediately pick it up every single time. I mean, funny stuff.
Today's just not the barometer. I mean, I don't know.
No, we're not saying
nothing to lose.
We're not saying it's barometer. We're just saying
it's there.
The signs of greatness that he has.
Yeah.
That just for some reason, as you just said, Thursday and Friday, it was like you didn't give a shit. Like
bums don't go out there and shoot 64 on that course on Sunday. But I mean, I don't know. I just I want him to be good so bad. And I feel like the only thing he's missing is just like the really killer instinct desire to go do it. But maybe I'm wrong. That's trivializing it quite a bit. I mean, there's a ton of great golfers out there, but I just always felt like he's one of the best.
I just would like to see that fight. Like you mentioned JT, when JT shot that, I think it was like a 61 in the third round of a US Open, and Johnny Miller popped off and said, yeah, but it's still not the final round. And JT was like, yeah, 61's a fucking 61.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But like Rory doesn't have that. Rory would be like, if Johnny Miller said that to him, Rory would be like,
yeah, you're right, Johnny.
He's right. He's right. Like I
got to put it together.
Has getting throttled in the Ryder Cup, did that break him a little bit?
It could have,
because that's his time where his killer instinct is the most killer instincty, and he just got absolutely he just got pooped on.
Yeah, pummeled.
Yeah, he did not have a good Ryder Cup this last time around.
I mean, like a Ryder Cup, I think to him probably means just about as much as a major does.
Yes, it does.
And he got embarrassed.
Oh, he's flat out said he would trade every major he's ever won to just do nothing but win Ryder Cups. He said that. I mean, that's his.
It's just dumb to me, but
yeah, that's dumb to me too.
Like
we're depending on raised in the US of A where nobody gives a flying.
Yeah, I get it. I get that.
Once in a while, we get a guy riding his driver down the fairway. Other than that, I mean, whatever. We don't care.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but in the sport of being individual, like you got to depend on teammates to win too in the Ryder Cup. Whereas you can go out and control your own destiny in the major.
Americans aren't good teams, man.
We're not very
dream
good,
team,
especially in golf. Especially in golf.
Yeah.
Real quick, shout out. I want to give a shout out to Primo Golf Apparel. They sent us all sick outfits. I wore mine a couple of weekends ago in the member guest.
Yeah, you did.
Use coupon code Dadpod 15. Take 15% off your next order. Joggers. They got blade collar polos, which are pretty sick. It feels like you're not even wearing a shirt. Awesome belts, low key, some of the coolest belts that you can get out there at a great price. Check them out. Save big. Primo Golf Apparel. All right.
They're the woven belts. The white belts are headed out, y'all.
Yes.
Get the woven belts.
Yes.
Where the woven
starts. Where the weave starts. All right. So Scottie Scheffler steps on to number 18 with a 5-shot lead. All right. I want to pose a question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No warm up, Masters conditions, everything. I drop you into Scottie Scheffler's body. How many strokes do you need to win outright, not going to a playoff? Like, how many strokes do you need to win outright?
Do we have his game?
Do we have?
No, it's you. It's you.
Do we have a 5-stroke lead?
I'm telling you, how many strokes do you need to win the tournament? Like I drop you into 18. It's Ben Taylor from the tips. 18. How many strokes? You're in the lead. How many strokes do you need to finish it out?
I think 2. I think I can double.
Well, you'd be tied then.
No, he's saying.
No, he's
all I
saying
need-
I need a double, so I need a 3-stroke lead, so I don't lose.
Okay,
That's,
three, okay.
yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I
see what
want
you're saying.
I want a 4-stroke lead. There's a really good chance that I triple. Mainly because that tee shot. I mean, that is a window.
We have seen
I'm gonna
other
have to aim as
winners.
far left as I can, and then try and cut it back. But like if it doesn't cut, it overcuts and punch out, and that green's wild.
That's the thing is, if I've got a 3-stroke lead, I'm probably going 4-iron, wedge up, and hope that I make the putt for bogey. And if not, then I tap in for double bogey.
On and 4 and 3 putt, I feel good about that.
Like there's no chance. I honestly, with a 5-stroke lead, I was kind of shocked he pulled driver today. I've seen other players that have had like a 3-stroke lead and teed off with a 4-iron, knowing they were probably.
You said get on the green and 2-putt. Like, what if you can't 2-putt? I mean,
I know that's the chance I'm taking. I mean, I guess I should do like Nate then and say I need a 4-stroke lead. But I mean, that would be my
double. Would be, I feel like, an incredible for us. Double would be an incredible score, because I don't think any of us could get it all the way around the corner if we like hit it far past the corner. So our second shot is going to be cut off. So you either got to punch up there as a layup or hit it way deep left, but the pin's over there. So I'm like Nate. I think if, and then you got the circumstances. You're trying to win the Masters. So I'm like Nate. I think 4 shots. I'd have to have a 4-shot lead minimum to win the Masters in that scenario. And hell, we just watched Scottie Scheffler 4-putt for double. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that was emotional / brain fart too. He was just
my
kind of
second putt. I am, if it's 5-footer, I'm lagging that puppy.
I'm hitting 2.5 footer.
Yes,
I'm hitting 1 3-foot, and then exactly.
I'm laying up with a putter.
I'm gonna see how close I can get to the hole without going past it.
Yeah.
What if you're so nervous? I'd probably be so nervous on that first putt that Scottie had that I wouldn't get it down the hill. Like I would just tap it.
That's possible.
And it would stop. It would just like roll 2 dimples and stop.
I wanted Tiger to make his putt so bad.
I know.
There on 18. And I mean, that was hard to watch him that walk. I mean, because they filmed every single step of it. And I mean,
I texted y'all. He looked mentally and physically defeated.
I think he regressed physically over the course of the week. He probably knew he was going to, but
I think he knew he was going to.
He has already announced he will be playing in the Open Championship,
which is in July.
What about the PGA? I wonder.
And he didn't say
that is still questionable. According to Kara Banks, he said that's still questionable. The PGA.
It's at Southern Hills where he won in 2007, which, by the way, during that broadcast, they fried an egg on the street.
Yep.
It was that hot.
Yeah.
That's back when it was was it in August?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Woody Austin gave him a little run that week.
Really? How about that?
Fairly
Woody.
Woody. I'd be curious. He would not commit today to Kara Banks, who kind of questioned him off camera. But he definitely gave the nod that he would be at the Open Championship.
I mean, St. Andrews is like the flattest place on earth.
Flat. So
yeah, he knows that's going to be an easy walk.
Stupid flat.
So do you think that it's a little bit of a mind game with him? Okay, I'm going to go play the hardest walk and see how I do, so that when I go do the easiest walk for the major of another course that I'm very familiar with, it seems mental. It's kind of like when you swing with a swing weight and then you go hit your driver. It's when, you know what I mean?
Done the hardest thing now.
Yeah, it makes your driver feel a whole lot lighter, and you like you can swing faster, but nothing's really different. Go ahead.
I mean, this was just the timing. Like, he was gonna have to play at Augusta. Like, what I think, if Augusta is completely flat, he's gonna play it, and obviously it's incredibly hilly, and they all struggle with it physically.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing about St. Andrews too, though, Nate. I think he just feels like he has to play that course.
Do you?
Even though it is,
he's got to
even
feel
though it's
more,
still flat. I still think he has to play.
Yeah.
Do you think that it aggravated Tiger? How many people that talked to him were like, "Man, it's just unbelievable that you could make the cut." Do you think that type of talk was really annoying after a while?
Or not the way he handled it. I don't think so. Because I mean, he said as much the entire thing. Like, he even said when his post-round interview with Amanda Ballionis, when he was talking with her, she said, well, what do you take away from it? He said, it's a win to me. He said, I honestly did not know if I'd be able to go 4 days or not. He said, so, because he explained, he said, I had the adrenaline rush after the first 2 days and made the cut. And then he said, so I considered a win that I finished. And I told you guys, I said, it wouldn't shock me if he made the cut. And then after Saturday's round, he ended up WDing before Sunday's round.
Bet. That was a prop bet you could have gotten.
Yeah. So to him, I think it was, so no, I don't think he really got sick of it. He looked in good spirits. They showed him meeting his mom and his girlfriend, and
Give me a damn hug.
Yeah, he had the kids there. I don't know who the older guy was.
I would
do that was dressed like
very
him.
curious about that. Maybe
I heard him say something about Lance Armstrong.
I heard on the broadcast, like after the thing, like the guy gave him a hug, and I heard him just like blah blah blah, Lance Armstrong, blah 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 blah. So I don't know if he was like saying like
he a Nike guy.
I don't
Lance
know.
was a Nike guguy.
Well,
I'm
that
not
guy
saying-
was wearing red and black. I mean,
He was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was Lance Armstrong, but it sounded
No.
like he said something about Lance Armstrong.
No, that's
That
what I'm
guy
saying.
looked like he had
Was he
balls.
like a higher up at Nike and like he's handled the campaigns for?
I don't know. He was
Tiger.
literally dressed in Tiger, like
Yeah.
he wore like what Tiger he wore Tiger's clothes from 2005.
But then there's like a random lady like with him. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And we're gonna find out. We'll know soon enough.
we
who
need
the
to know.
people are.
I need to know about that little powwow. I need to know all about.
Yeah, because they embraced for like quite a while.
And
Like,
they're
he
right next
hugged-
to his mom. I mean, she
Yeah,
was
like-
basically
Yeah.
hanging out with them.
So here's
he hugged that dude a long time.
yeah, I'm telling you, they had a talk. They had a discussion. Dude told him a story about Lance Armstrong. I'm telling you, go back and watch the film.
Hey,
All right.
your ankles are fused together. Lance Armstrong didn't have no balls.
He only had one. And he won like 72 Tour de France's. Now he was juiced up like a mug, but still.
He was
But hey, you know what they say? I mean, you are too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
All right. So overall, for Tiger, was this good? Was this weekend a setback? Like mentally, how do you think this weekend feels for Tiger?
Oh, I think he feels like, okay, this is something I can do now. Like I made it 4 rounds. I think he's the type guy that kind of feeds off of energy. My wife said it best. She never watches golf. She's sitting there watching. She said, oh my gosh, look how much they friggin' love him. Like when he came off of 18, comes off of 18 after friggin' 3-putting, and like the crowd, you'd think he won the damn tournament.
Did he
Like-
three-putt?
I think 2-putted. No, he 2-putted.
He two-putted. He made
Did
that
two-putt?
comebacker. Yeah, he yammed it in. Like it was
Now, if you
Rattle.
average Tiger and Scheffler,
He did rattle at home. That's right. I forgot.
But I would say it was necessarily brutal. I know it was brutal on him. I know it's gonna hinder his recovery. You know, if this entire timeline is shifted back like a month ago, he probably didn't have it. I mean, he was probably pretty close as to him.
He
being
said
able to
that
finish
in the
all 4
post-round
rounds.
interview.
Yeah,
He said that. He said if this tournament's played a month ago, there's no chance I play
no
it.
chance. Yeah, but I think it was a necessarily absolutely excruciating weekend for him. It'll set him back in some ways. It'll set him back physically, mentally. I think it was huge.
You
Yeah, I think
maybe
it was
And he's
positive?
got to feel like at St. Andrews, look out.
Look out.
Yeah,
He
and
can
one
pump
reason
it out
being is
there.
because one, he could pump it out there. Number two, he still got that. It was his go-to, that little, either whether it was a cut or a draw stinger when he needed it. He's always going to have that playing at, when he replays the British Open and playing on those, those hard ass grounds that you can run it. So if he's he's a guy, I mean, I'm not gun in my head. If I had to bet on him winning, I'm not betting on him winning, but I think he has a better showing at St. Andrews than he had at Augusta.
And St. Andrews is not a distance. It does not favor people who hit the ball far.
No.
I mean, they all hit it far out there, like because you land
Just
it
rolls forever.
200 and it rolls 120. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
favors guys who can work it. So if he
Yeah.
can,
I would say a guy like Cam Smith, low draw, play at St. Andrews.
Joaquin Neiman, that dude was
Joaquin
working the
Newman,
ball.
that's my pick. I'm going.
I'm already picking him for the Open.
That dude,
So-
That son of a
that
gun.
dude can work a golf ball. I didn't
I wanna-
realize he was that good at working the ball till they pair him with Tiger, and you got to see every shot, and then it's
Yeah.
like he is pretty damn good.
I want to make a couple observations about Scottie real quick. First of all, I said yesterday that he was going to have to make putts. He didn't. he hits everything so freaking close that he didn't have to. Literally, like, I mean, he missed a par putt or two. He chipped in on 3. Okay. He had a big old 0 putts on 3.
Impossible chip in. That
Yeah,
was
I
almost
thought
feel
when
like
he
it was a
first hit
miss.
that, I thought he missed it. And then once it got up on the green, I was like, okay, that's good. It's going to be a little bit back, but it's good. And I felt like after 3, Cam had given his best shot. He had just taken his best shot, and just Scheffler was like, you know what, get blanked.
Yeah,
and
I'm not
I
losing this.
never felt like Cam made. I mean, that was the last legitimate when he
Well, you
missed
go-
that par
You
putt.
go, you go to the killer mentality. Like you said it best whenever you texted us. Well, maybe you, Kyle, somebody put in the group text when after Scheffler came up short on his wedge shot from the grandstands over there, Cam's got to put that ball on the green.
Yeah.
Like that's a no brainer. You have got to have a roll at it at some, like that probably affects Scheffler if you just put it on the green and he doesn't chip in.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And
No doubt.
like the fact that you gave Scheffler life, that the two of you are down there and then he gets to go first, like y'all are talking about, this is match play. He gets to go first and chips it in. It's like, well, shit. Like,
What do you do? What do I do now?
like, and
You're just trying to land it on the
and then he
green.
hit a horrible shot after that.
yeah, he hit a
shot.
terrible shot. And like,
I mean,
if
he just
miss-
got the blueprint for making that thing, and he decides to hit some big high flyer and land it
Yeah.
3 feet past the hole.
I mean, and his caddy too. I mean, after Scheffler comes up short, because Scheffler goes first. I mean, you got to look at Cam. You need to just say, we need to be on the green. We need a putt at this. Just have a birdie putt. If it's a 2-putt par, he's looking bogey in the face right now. Like just get it on the green. And then that was a atrocious shot. That was horrible. And the thing is, it didn't sound like he mishit it. Like he hit it and he's like staring at it. He didn't make any comment. I think he thought he hit a good shot. I don't know if the wind, with both of them coming up short, was wind there, guys? Is there a gust that knocked both of them
Now,
down?
Scheffler had a completely different shot. He had a weird window. I think he did. He actually probably did decent to do what he did, but
He had
Cam's-
to.
I mean, there's no excuses. I mean, he
Yeah,
wasn't
Cam's no
short-sighted. He had
excuses.
green to work with. He had a
With
perfect
Scheffler-
lie. Did you see his lie? He got to
You got
drop
to place
it.
it.
He got to
perfect
place it because
little
every time he
fluffy,
dropped it, it
Cute
was
little lie.
he got to place it. He was in the shadow, so he didn't have to worry about people walking around behind him and making a bunch of shadows.
He had the perfect condition and he chunked
It's
it.
an awkward
basically.
And-
distance, I think. But
I mean, Scheffler had to have mishit his, even though he didn't say I mishit it or whatever, because the yardage that Teddy gave him was, he said 80. Well, he hit it 55. So I'm not real sure. Like he had to mishit his. Cam didn't act like he mishit his. I mean, Scheffler had that tight lie. It was over where everybody was walking around. He was on top of leaves. Like,
which he historically has done very well.
Yeah, he's
with
done
in the
very
last
well.
24 hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a question I would like to pose to y'all. Do you ever, and maybe it's because the last 2 days Scheffler hit everything so close he didn't make any bombs. His game is unspectacular. And I think it's the ugly swing along with the fact that he had no huge like birdie putts. Like besides that chip in, he shoots the most boring 68s ever.
He does
does-
make some decent par putts, though.
He
He has
just-
some comebackers for 8-9 feet.
His short game is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Like it's unbelievable. Some
He
of the
makes it look so easy that it's
Yeah. Like
Like
he's
on
not-
one, he flies the green, and we're thinking, "Oh shit, it's over." And he,
and 4.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. He
he
had
hits
some
it up there to
I mean,
gimmies.
And then think about like the day 13, a couple of days ago, when he hits it out of a spot that's never been hit out of, like nobody even knows the shot, like it's never been hit before, and he throws it up there and almost holds it for eagle. Like I had no idea his short game was that good. Like it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But you're right, Nate. Like there's nothing really spectacular that happens. He's not making 20 footers. He's not holing out. He's not doing things. It's literally just like fairway. I hit it up there tight. I'll make birdie, or I'll hit it up there to 30 feet and I'm going to, putt it down there to 6 inches, or I'm going to miss the green and chip it up there to 6 inches. Like that's
Yes.
literally all he
Yes.
did the whole time. And
And he feels
mean, I
comfortable doing it. Like he didn't get fretted over it.
Did
feels
he make
super
a putt
comfortable doing it.
over 10, 11 feet yesterday or today?
he made all
No,
right. The
I don't
only
think so.
putts I remember him making that were of distance. He made a long putt on 12 twice. on Thursday and on Friday. He made a long birdie putt outside of 12 feet. And one of them was probably like 20 feet. He made a long putt on 6 on, was it Saturday?
Yeah.
I think it was early Saturday. He made a long putt on 6. It was probably 15 feet. That's it, guys. That's it. He missed everything else. He missed every like 8-footer, every 10-footer outside of those 3 putts. He missed all of them.
As far as birdie goes, he didn't have them.
He had
the 10-foot birdie putt on 11 yesterday that he missed. And that was it.
That was
He either missed it or he was making 6 to 8 footers for par. I mean, he didn't have a plethora of 10 to 12 foot birdie putts. He had a plethora of 3 to 7 foot birdie putts.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He's fun to watch, and it's like I pose this question. Can anybody else win golfer of the year right now?
He's won 4 tournaments in 57 days.
But that's
4
the thing
tournaments.
is that, like, if there's not that it's going to happen, but there's a lot of season left, and he did everything in a short amount of time. So, like, you have a Cam Smith who wins 2 majors this year. Obviously right now it seems just blatantly obvious.
I saw a tweet that said here's the golfers that have won 4 times in a year. One of them was a major and one of them was a WGC event. And you know what the list was? It was
Tiger.
6 years of Tiger Woods and 1 year of Scottie Scheffler. That's it. So it's Tiger Woods every other time and Scottie Scheffler, and that's it. It's unfreaking believable. And think about the fields that he's beaten. WCG, the match play.
Yeah.
The Arnold Palmer. The
Waste management.
Then you got the
The
Masters.
fracking Masters.
It's unreal what he's done in the last 6 starts, 4 wins and 6 starts. Another thing they said, this is just wild too. When he was a junior, he won like 93 starts out of 120. They
were bumping him up.
They
were putting him in higher age groups.
They were making him play up. It's like making you play up a weight class because you're so good, or up a league in little league baseball or something because you're so good. Like he's 20. He's what, 25 years old, 26 years.
25, 26.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Like what's? I don't know. I mean, how high can you go?
I think
crazy swing. I just feel like that crazy swing has to unwind at some point.
Yeah, I think he's got to have some tournament where he's just off the chart, shoots 80 like 2 days in a row and it's gone.
It's got to happen, but I don't know. It's pretty impressive.
That's my next question is like, what? I guess twofold. How long does he keep up this type of? I mean, will he win again this year? And then second of all, how long does he hold that number 1 spot? Because he just distanced himself. Who's number 2?
Time.
Who did he overtake?
He overtook John Rahm.
John Rahm, who made the cut, but certainly didn't help himself there. I'd say Cam Smith has got to jump at least. I don't know. I know it's at some point it's hard to move much ground, but
Colin Morikawa is behind. Is second right now. I don't know how often they update the rankings, but
they update it every week.
Well, he's got 3. He averages 3.
Yeah, but it's points related though. So if he's got a huge point lead, he could. That's like when Tiger held the number 1 spot when he was out of golf for friggin' 6 months.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely built for
Yeah,
he's got
all those guys have been trading because they don't have much margin.
He's got over 100 points on Colin Morikawa right now on the for the rankings. So I don't know, man. I with this much season left, I definitely see him winning again. Now, will it be another major? I don't know. I don't know about he seems really good, really fit for the Masters because the rough's not penal and but his short game's so good. I wonder if, a PGA championship could set up for him. He could be maybe a PGA championship, contender, big time contender. US Open seems like it may be kind of tough, but I don't know.
They betting against him.
He's definitely going to win. He's definitely going to win again this year. There's no doubt about it.
Do we feel like he's a really good putter?
I don't know yet.
I don't know
yet.
I think that for some reason, yes and no, Nate, because it's like I said, he had some being in a major. He had some testy 7, 8, 9 footers for par that he center hole. Like he didn't drop it in the back door, go in the side door. So I think he has the ability to be a really good putter. but that does worry me in a tournament that is going to take 20 under to win it. I don't know that he's the guy that can do that. He doesn't seem like a guy that's going to throw in a bunch of birdies, and unless it's a very short course and he's able to reach every par 5 and 2 and maybe drive a par 4 every now and then.
He kind of outlasted Cantley in that playoff, who's a great putter and did not play well in that playoff. The Arnold Palmer, I think not to take away from him, but I think he was almost handed it. And then WGC, obviously he beat a bunch of different people, but at the end he just overpowered Kisner. I mean, he just dominated him. So I just don't think we've seen him a putting test yet. And I think maybe someplace like St. Andrews, where distance is not as much of a factor, huge greens. Maybe we'll see how good he is. But
also, how fatigued is he? He said in his post-round interview, they were asking him, they were like, so what's next? He's like, I've got to go home. Like, I have not been home. He's played in every tournament this year that every time they've teed it up. So
I'm just trying to get my mortgage paid, dude.
Yeah.
I want to see, I'm anxious to see next week or once the stats are updated on PGA Tour's website for this tournament. I'm anxious to see where he sat strokes gained putting on this week. I think that would be interesting because I would imagine I'm just very curious to see.
And around the green.
If that's not good, around the green is going to be great.
Around the green is going to be number one. But I wonder, I'm sort of thinking strokes gained putting is not going to be that high because he didn't really make anything. You know what I mean? He didn't make a ton of long putts. So I don't know, but we'll see. It was a lot of fun. I think he's going to be here for a while. I definitely think he wins this year. And especially if he can keep the timing down that he's got with that crazy ass swing, and he doesn't play any super courses that require a lot of hooks. He is going to dominate because he can hit it long, he can hit it consistent, and that little fade will listen, and he can hit it. I mean, he can just absolutely pound it.
I want to bring something else up too, and I mentioned this on the pod before. Is Teddy Scott on his bag?
That's something has not been played up enough.
No, because and not just that, I do wonder the breakup, even though they publicly said everything was fine between he and Bubba. Bubba was out there to welcome 3 or 4 other players come off the green today, and he was not there to welcome Scottie Scheffler when he came off the green and Teddy Scott. And I don't know if that's just me overthinking that, or Bubba's always been known to hang around, and ever since he won, he's been known to hang around and congratulate the winner. He was there for a couple other players that came off, and he was not there for Scheffler when he came off with Teddy Scott being on the bag.
Is there a thing there where Bubba's not pissed? He's not like, but it's just like, hey, maybe this is just better if I'm not there. Like, this is not my guy anymore.
Let's avoid headlines, or let's avoid.
It's probably just better than I'm not there. Not like, you know what? Screw that guy. I hate him. I can't.
I'm gonna go make it all
somebody else.
No,
I think maybe it's better that Bubba's not there.
Yeah,
I feel partially that way, but I just, with the way they made such a big deal out of it, how it was, time to part ways, and there was no friction and blah blah blah. Because Bubba's been known to yell at Teddy numerous times and be a jerk on the course. So
Teddy seems like a super awesome guy, and they say he's a stick too. They say he's a very good player. But
he's like super encouraging. I don't know, maybe I just heard more mics, but like, which obviously had a lot to encourage. This point, it's like, hey, great job, buddy, great job.
18 was phenomenal.
Yeah,
18 was so great when you could tell that Teddy was looking at him. He was like, look, you need to breathe. Like, it's fine. Like,
he had 3 putts under his belt so far, and he just went over there and they kind of like shot the shit for a minute.
Yeah.
And then he went and tapped the 4th.
He just wanted to settle him down. He's like, hey man, like, this is fine. Like, it's okay. Quit freaking out. You're all right. You're going to win this thing.
And I'm going to make a lot of money too.
Yeah. It was,
how about Teddy Scott's got some good money?
Yeah.
2.7 or something like that, or was it
Yeah,
2.2?
pretty big.
Is that
Pretty big.
2.7. 2.7
solid.
for
How
two.
did Scotty do with the players?
it's a good question. I don't know.
But hey, I don't want to. He had a bad shot on 12, but I mean, Cam Smith, look out. Just look out for that guy, because you know what? After 12, he kind of lost it, and he could have lost it bad. Like, he could have shot even par. I mean, he could have finished it even par today. Grinded it back. Who the hell knew he carried a 7-wood? But still,
Hit it a lot.
15 birdie, 16 birdie. You know, he kept it respectable after, you know, getting
Scheffler
his
was
best shot.
T55 in players.
Embarrassing. You know who won the players?
Cam
Probably
Smith.
my player of the year candidate, Cam Smith.
Oh Cam. He made a run at it, but he is. I guess that's kind of his MO thing too. Is like, I can make a pile of birdies, but I'm going to make some big numbers too. I mean, he did that kind of all weekend. He could have started off with a bang first round had he not, bookended it with doubles. So I don't know. He's good though. He's fun to watch, fun to pull for.
They made the
Yeah,
jokes
he's,
yesterday about Scheffler not being able to put his vest on, and what a dumpster fire the green jacket ceremony was. Did you guys see it?
Yes.
I mean,
It
like,
was-
he goes one arm in, and Hideki's trying to give him the other arm, and he can't get there. Like, he's elbowing his way in, and like, they have to go. It was a dumpster
Train
fire.
wreck. They should have
Yeah, it was-
practiced. They should have practiced. And then
You got to go
Hideki
both
can't
arms
speak
in at the
English.
same time, because when you try and come around and find that other arm, and we've all done it. We've all been.
Yeah.
And Hideki pretends like he can't speak English, so you can't communicate with him and say, "Hey, a little higher, a little lower." So
that was my favorite part of the green jacket ceremony, is Hideki staring at everybody, basically like, you are not asking me a question, because I am not answering it. So I did think that was absolutely hilarious, that part. And then of course the green jacket debacle that Nate, it's funny that you mentioned that, because when I'd seen that tweet by that one guy earlier that said, I can't wait for the green jacket ceremony if he can't even get his vest on by himself. That's all I was thinking about when I was like, hurry up, put it on. Let's see if he screws it up. Come on, put it on. And he did.
And then Hideki does that awkward, like, kind of like grabs him by the shoulders, but he's so much taller than him, and he's like kind of patting him. And I mean, it's a good dumpster fire. It's good television. You should watch it.
They really need to work on, after he puts the jacket on him, this happens with everybody. Like, they don't know what to do after. I think they asked them, as soon as you put the jacket on, we want you to bow out. Everybody like turns around and leaves. The previous winner does.
Mm-hmm.
However, a lot of times some of them will at least shake their hand one last time, say congratulations. Like, the last few presentations, like, they've just like bowed out and left, and like the player reaches around to shake the guy's hand that just put the jacket. It's just an awkward scene altogether. Like, they do need to rehearse this. They need to, when the previous winners, and then say, this is what we need you doing. We need you to walk through this, because it's apparently this guy's first time, and it just hasn't happened. So I was looking up a while ago, we were talking about Teddy Scott making money right with the Masters, when he was at 10 million plus coming into the Masters and just won 2.7. So he's 12, around 13 million is what Scotty's got.
I saw another stat that said in Scotty's career as a pro, he had made like $8 or $9 million as a golfer. Professional golfer, and in the last, since he's had Teddy on the bag, he's made $9 million.
When did Teddy jump on his bag this year? Do we know?
Ryder Cup, right? He jumped on.
Bubba wasn't on there.
I think he jumped on with him in the Ryder Cup, and he's been with him since, I believe.
Oh, well, then he's made 13 million with him this year. Then,
well, maybe it hadn't updated.
Was
yet.
it now? Was the Ryder Cup just a? And who now? I would love to know who was Scheffler's caddy before this. Like, who's the guy sitting at home being like, "Dad, come, Teddy Scott." You think Bubba's pissed? What about the guy who's sitting there watching him win 4 tournaments in 57 days?
Oh, I'm with you.
He's probably caddying out on the Quebec tour,
the Canadian Open. Yeah. All right, guys. This is,
when he shows up at tournaments, they're like, you see where your guy, how he did this weekend?
Yeah.
Did you see Scheffler? Didn't you caddy for him?
Didn't you see? Yeah, exactly. Rub it in. They rub it in every time he comes by. Yeah, guys, this was fun. Masters was great. I agree with both of y'all that the podcast is that this was our first Masters together. So this is definitely ramped up the excitement, anticipation. I lost $50 to both of you, so I will be paying up in some form or fashion here shortly.
Could
Love
you
it.
pay me and I'll give it to Ben? Probably
Yeah,
make it
I'm
easier
sure
on your
that'll.
mind.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
that'll go
there
over
you
well.
go. I hope you have PayPal. We're probably going to have to go PayPal, so I'll get it to you.
Installments.
I'll get it to you though, one way or the other. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all jumping on at odd times. We're actually going to take a few days off, so we'll be back Friday. We're going to do a Would You Rather Wednesday on Friday. We're going to regroup, put out some social media content, and then we're going to come back for a Would You Rather Wednesday on Friday. Wrap the weekend up because nobody's going to watch the RBC Heritage this weekend and watch Stuart Sink win his third tartan jacket or whatever you call that thing. So enjoy it, guys. It was a ton of fun. And don't forget this episode and every episode is brought to you by Bet Online. It's where the game starts. And this is the Dadbod Golf Pod.
Always
Stroking.
stroking.
All right.
And
It's
boom.
hobnob time. All right. So,
Wow.
so anything else to take away?
I will say Justin Thomas had the best outfit that would have matched up with the green jacket. The yellow pants and
Combo
the blue
for sure.
shirt would have been an absolute electricity with the green
Yeah.
jacket on.
They showed him. That's the Arnold Palmer. It was something about an Arnold Palmer replica type outfit, and I love everything he wears. I looked up his Grayson Grayson Clothing or Clothers or something like that. It's essentially a dude that left Polo and Polo with a wolf, and it looks like it. And
now he puts clothes on a guy who also left.
He actually was wearing that stuff before he officially signed with the company. Like as soon as Polo dropped him, I think that guy reached out and he was like, yeah, bub, we like you. And I worked at Polo, so here's some free shit. Go ahead and wear it.
Okay, best. All right, so let's just go ahead. Best hot mic cussing. Who won it for the weekend? Or hot mic explosion?
Tiger stays undefeated on hot mic.
Yeah, Tiger's always like
He told himself to F off, or he told something to F off. It was either the green.
his
I don't know if he was telling the
self-deprecating-
green or himself, but he said, "Oh, come on."
Now, I think Justin said F you golf swing, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like he was
F you
he was
I thought Justin. F you Justin is what I heard.
Yeah,
Oh, F
Okay.
you Justin.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
he
I heard.
learned that from Tiger, you know.
Yeah,
He really did.
totally.
So
they need to do a better job of catching Terrell Hatton on
Yeah.
hot mics
He
because
he
they
hooked
are-
one on was it 5 today?
today would have been a phenomenal day.
Yeah.
He was talking to himself all day long. At one point, he threw a club and then had to check to see if it was straight because he was one of the feature groups in the morning with Billy Horschel.
Haven't hit
Billy's
that
also
shot in a single event this year. Haven't hit that shot in a single
Oh
event.
my God, you're the worst putter ever.
Lowry's pretty good. Lowry
Yeah.
will fire off.
Horschel on 6 today, or it was either 6 or 4. It was like awkward. He hit a shot. He had a great shot, and I think it was 6. Pin was back right on that
It
back
was
little
6.
tier.
Par three.
He had
Yeah.
a great shot, and it hit right on the edge of that plateau, and it started rolling back. And he's going, "No, no, no, not that! Don't come back!"
Is
And
that
he's
the
like-
one where he leaned down? And he was like,
but he was aggressively yelling. So he's always good.
that would have been such a great group to follow with a hot mic. Like they talk, and their stuff is actually fairly clean, even though they talk a lot.
Oh shucks!
It's stuff that they could. Like Terrell Hatton, as bad as he is, it's self-deprecating, and he never really cusses. He just talks bad about himself. Like it's phenomenal, and
Okay.
they missed an opportunity to do that with both of those guys in the group with one another.
And then here's something else. When Cam Smith hooked his ball on 10, do you think they went in there and dropped all those petals on the ground around his ball? It was absolutely beautiful.
It did.
absolutely beautiful.
It was very pretty.
It was
You
sitting
think
there.
you
It was in there
think
laying
that
in a bed
a
of
Masters
petals.
person went in there and did that? Like, yeah,
Just dropped them off. I mean, it was sitting there just absolutely beautiful, nestled in a bed of azalea petals. It was great.
It's funny that announcers still don't know how to handle when someone drops the F-bomb. They're like, oh, he,
awkward.
guess he was
We're sorry.
unpleased with that one. Got to the next shot, hurry.
I
And then
hate
this
that
is-
they apologize.
Yeah,
I'm out on Nick Faldo. I'm out.
forever.
I'm so out on Nick Faldo.
I'm gonna be honest. Dottie was getting out, and she was getting on my nerves. Dottie was.
I'll say this, and this is one of the notes I had, and I know we're about to go. Dottie totally missed 2 calls. She misses 18 yesterday, where she's like, he's
And
gonna
15.
punch it out. And they're like, I mean, they're like, wait, he's got a long iron in his hand. Oh my goodness, he's gonna hit it across the game.
15 was bad today. Scottie Scheffler.
1 was bad today. She's like, well,
Okay.
best he's gonna be able to do is punch it up there right past Cam Smith, and then boom, all of a sudden he's on the back of the green.
Yeah,
Good gracious. She's like, oh, there was actually another window that I,
this was bad. This was so Scheffler was a little bit left on 15.
Yes,
she's
this
like-
was really bad.
She goes, "It's 9-iron, and she said confirmed, or like she said something
and they're
like,
is that the right club?
and then he hits it, and she goes, and then he hits it, and he's going for it. He hits a big rope hook. I mean, it had to be like a 5-iron. But yeah, she goes, he's gonna hook a 9-iron down there, and then he ropes it up there to the back of the green and makes birdie.
And they start talking.
Well, they did the
9 iron's
same
not the right
thing
club.
on. They did the same thing on 13, where he was laying up on 13 because he had the lead, and he didn't want to go for it on 13. And Faldo was like, "Oh, that has got to get down." And then when it landed, he was like, "Oh, I guess he hit it where he wanted to." Like,
Yeah, it was a layup. It's definitely a layup.
Or
Yeah.
on 2, when they we see the ball go in the sprinkler head, because we're watching on television, and then Dottie Pepper's like, yeah, by the way, he actually just got relief from a sprinkler head up here. But yeah, we saw
literally
it.
saw it go into the
Also,
hole.
we see the ball's right next to sprinkler head now.
Yeah.
Either that or he's cheating. And we
Yeah,
didn't-
Kyle's like, played as it lies, be a man.
It'd have been so great if she'd have come on and she that cheating bastard has moved his ball
Yeah,
without.
I
getting
said
rid of
play.
it."
Joking freaking dog.
I text the group. I said, "Play it as it lies. Be a man, Cam."
Be a man and play it as it lies.
All right, guys. Love y'all. Had fun
Love you,
this
bud.
week, and we'll talk all throughout the week, but do another show Friday. So
Love it.
bye.
See it.